What's up, heroes? So this month we're focusing on execution. It's almost, coming towards the end of the year. This is where we really got to narrow down our focus, our commitment to hitting the goals that we set at the beginning of the year. So we're going to really hone in on execution. In fact, we're going to be using a book called The 4 Disciplines of Execution, one of my favorite books, which gives you a framework of how to approach big unobtainable goals and make them more realistic. And so there's 4 disciplines that are broken down in this book. The first one is understanding they call them your WIG, your wildly important goals. So this is where you just focus in on what are 2 or 3 of your most important goals that's going to ultimately lead to your success and happiness. And so that's the first one. The second one is, once you know the goals, understand the lead measures. What are the things that lead to you hitting those goals? What are the daily habits, the daily actions, the one daily action that you need to take that has the biggest impact towards hitting that goal? They call that the leading measure. So once you know the goal, you break it down into a leading measure. The third one is score it. Have a scoreboard where you score that goal, score that action every day. And then the fourth one is accountability, having an accountability meeting where you review that scoreboard with people. If you think about it, that's exactly what we do in the Morning Hero. We've got the accountability, we've got the scoreboard. The first 2 are the part that we're going to work on this week. And this is 1, identifying your WIGs, and then 2, understanding the leading measures. So your challenge this week is we're going to do those 2 things. And then next week, we're going to work on building it and locking it into your scoreboard and then holding you accountable to it. So first action is, or the first exercise is to understand what are your WIGs. I like to break mine down into 3 main categories: health, wealth, and relationships. You don't have to use those categories. You can use other categories that are more important to you. But what are 2 or 3 big goals that by the end of this year, you would feel very proud of if you were able to accomplish them? Now, once you understand those goals, the most important part is, what are the leading measures for those goals? That's the action, the daily action that if you scored it and were held accountable to it, you would hit the goal. Break it down into a daily action. For instance, one of my goals this year is to write and publish a best-selling book. Okay, that's the wildly important goal. That's the WIG. What's the daily action that leads to me publishing a wildly successful book? Well, write 1,000 words a day, or write 1 chapter a day. That's the leading measure that leads to the goal. All right, so now I can be measured on that. Every day I can put that on the scoreboard and be held accountable to, did I hit 1,000 words? Did I write a chapter of the book? And so that's just an example. In your case, 1, identify the WIG. And then once you know the WIG, what's the leading measure? What's the daily action that we can hold you accountable to that will lead to you successfully hitting that goal? So that's the challenge for this week. Understand your WIG, and then understanding leading measures for each of those WIGs. Next week, we're going to lock those into a scoreboard, and we're going to hold each other accountable to hitting them every damn day. All right, everybody. I'll see you in the next video.